Prosecutors on Wednesday leveled new criminal charges against 4 Minneapolis police officers implicated in the death of an unarmed black man who was pinned by his neck to the street during an arrest caught on video, sparking 9 days of nationwide protests and civil turmoil. Derek Chauvin, arrested Friday on charges of third-degree murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd, was newly charged with an additional, more serious count of second-degree murder, according to court documents filed in the case. The added charge, defined under Minnesota law as unintentionally causing the death of another person in the commission of a felony offense, can carry a sentence up to 40 years, 15 years longer than the maximum sentence for third-degree murder. Chauvin was the white officer seen in a widely circulated video footage kneeling on Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes, as Floyd gasped for air, repeatedly groaned, "Please, I can't breathe," before growing motionless while bystanders shouted at police to let him up. Floyd, whom police suspected of trying to pass a counterfeit bill to pay for cigarettes, was pronounced dead at a hospital shortly after the fatal encounter on May 25th. 3 fellow officers dismissed from the Minnesota Police Department along with Chauvin the following day were charged on Wednesday for the first time in the case, each with abetting and abetting second-degree murder and with abetting and abetting manslaughter.
Today, arrest warrants were issued for former Minneapolis police officers J.A. King, Thomas Lane, and Tu Tao. Finally, I'd like to announce that today, Hennepin County Attorney Michael Freeman and I filed a complaint that charges police officer King, Lane, and Tao with aiding and abetting murder in the second degree, a felony offense. I strongly believe that these developments are in the interest of justice for Mr. Floyd, his family, our community, and our state.
Floyd's death became the latest flashpoint for the long-simmering rage over police brutality against African Americans, propelling the highly charged issue of racial justice to the top of the political agenda 5 months before the U.S. presidential election on November 3rd. Scenes of protesters of all races flooding the streets, mostly peaceful but sometimes accompanied by arson, looting and clashes with police, have fueled a sense of crisis, but also hopes of change. The mass public activity followed weeks of lockdown due to the coronavirus pandemic, which forced millions of Americans out of work and disproportionately affected minorities.